And then last but not least for number 3, so again, starting thinking about what shapes that we're seeing and then whether or not we want to add or subtract, we have a triangular prism, that's the bigger shape, and then through it has been a cylinder that's been like cut out. So imagine like a tunnel, like through a triangular prism. So if there's a piece cut out of another shape, that's when we're going to want to subtract. So this is going to be a subtracting situation. So we're going to do the volume of a triangular prism but instead of adding, we're going to subtract from that the volume of a cylinder. And just as a little bit of review, for our triangular prism, for that bigger shape, what is the base shape of a triangular prism? A triangle, very good, yeah. So when you're finding the area of a base for a prism, remember that the capital B base means area of the base shape. So for a triangular prism, you find the area of a triangle. Okay, all right, we're gonna look at a couple problems together. So we have a local pottery artist is creating a fountain for their tunnel, or for their backyard oasis. The main part of the fountain will be a block of clay with a tunnel carved out of the middle for the water to go through. How much clay will the artist need? Okay, so if we're looking at our picture, if we have some empty space in the middle of another shape, this is going to be a subtraction problem. So I am subtracting the volume of the cylinder from the volume of the rectangular prism. Okay, so then just like before, I'm going to kind of split my work into 2 spots, one for each shape, and then we'll do the subtracting at the end. So I'm going to do the prism on the left side, and I'll do the cylinder on the right. Okay, so looking at your formula chart, go ahead and find the volume for a prism. So find the volume of a prism. What do you guys see? Volume equals, yeah, capital B base times height. Okay, so capital B, that's the area of the base. So the base shape of a rectangular prism is a rectangle. So let's let the bottom of this rectangular prism be our base. And over to the side, we can work out what the area of that is. So the way you find the area of a rectangle is like base times height or length times width. So length times width. So for our base, the length would be 10 and the width would be 14. Because we're just finding the area of that bottom rectangle, which means our base shape has an area of 140 square inches. So we can plug into our volume formula now and say volume equals 140 for capital B times h. So h, remember, is the distance between your 2 bases. So in this case, it's going to be 12, the distance between the top and the bottom. So 140 times 12. And we can multiply. Let's see. 140 times 12, you should get 1680, and then this is volume, so inches cubed. All right, and then we'll do the cylinder, and then after we do the cylinder, we can subtract. So your volume formula for a cylinder is pi r squared times height. So plugging in, we have pi stays the same. The radius of our cylinder is 2, so 2 squared. times height. Height is the distance between the two circle bases, so that's going to be 12. So in your calculator, use the pi button and do pi times 2 squared times 12. I get 150.8 inches cubed. And then last but not least, we said we wanted to subtract. So we want to take away the cylinder volume from the prism volume. So we're going to do 1680 minus 150.8. And you should get 1,529 and 2/10 inches cubed. And don't forget your units on there. Okay, any questions on this one? I think volume's easier than surface area by a lot, yeah. And remember, when you're working things out on tests and things, if you would show your work like this, it will help me grade you nicer and give you more partial credit, just in case you accidentally stick the wrong number in somewhere. Okay, next one. So number 2, we have Miss Ridgway's nephew James was playing with some solid plastic toy figures. He decided to stack a plastic cone with a plastic hemisphere. How much plastic was used to make the toy? So we know this is a volume problem because it's asking like how much plastic was used to make the toy. So that's like how much space was filled up with plastic. So that's a volume problem. We have 2 different shapes that are being stuck together, so this is going to be adding. So for this one, I am adding the volume of half of the sphere and the volume of the cone. So just like before, I'm going to split it, do the shape separately. At the end, we can put them together. So I'm going to do the half sphere on the left, and I'll do the cone on the right. All right, let's see. So for our sphere, the formula for a whole sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed but we don't want a whole sphere, we just want half of a sphere. So your options for that are, we could multiply this by 1/2 since we only want half of a sphere. And remember, that's the same thing as dividing by 2, because you could always find the total sphere volume and then just divide by 2 at the end. You can do whatever makes most sense to your brain. I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 1/2. So the radius for our half sphere is 5. So 4/3 times pi, 5 cubed times 1/2. And I'm going to plug that into my calculator. And did you get 261.8? All right, and then the cone is next up. So the volume formula for a cone is 1/3 area of the base, so capital B, times height. So we're going to need to do the capital B off to the side. So remember, capital B is area of the base, so the base shape of a cone is a circle. So we're going to be doing the area of the circle, which is the base shape of a cone, off to the side. So capital B equals. And the way that you find the area of a circle is pi r squared. So we're going to do pi r squared. All right, so pi times 5 squared. This is going to give us the area of the circle base. So 78.5. All right, now we can plug into our big formula. So volume equals 1/3. Area of the base was 78.5 times height of the cone. And we want to be careful and pick the regular height, not the slant height. So regular height is from the vertex dropping down to the center of the circle base. So this is going to be times 12 for our height. 13 would be the slant height in that picture. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 1/3 times 78.5 times 12. And get 314 centimeters cubed. Yeah.
Why is it centimeters?
Oh, good question, because it's centimeters in the picture.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, and then these were two separate shapes that we're adding together. So to put them together, we'll get 261.8 plus 314. So I get 575.8 centimeters cubed for our final answer. Okay. You guys want to try the next one on your own? You feel ready for that? Yeah? Okay. Go ahead and try the next one on your own. We'll check it together in a little bit. You can work with your table also. Yes. Sure.
Is this this would be a pyramid and this would be a rectangle? But where's the formula for it?
It's just a regular prism. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's just a prism and a rectangular prism? No, just a prism and a just a prism and a pyramid.
Yeah. Prism on the bottom, pyramid on the top.
So rectangular pyramid on, wait, what?
Yeah, so on the bottom you have a rectangular prism, right?
Okay. And then the top is just a pyramid.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what do you think that is? Is this that base? 2003 or 4?
Yes.
The height's 18. Oh, wait, for this. Would it be 23? Yeah. That's all I did. Got 41,000. I did the 48 times 48.
Well, no, 18 is the height of the prism. 23 is the height of the pyramid. The vertex is in here. Yeah.
You got it right. So you can use that one. I think the height of yours is 23. So yours is 52.
Hang on just a second.
Because you have to take the one there as well. You got it right.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah.
How do I find the base?
Okay, well, what shape is the base of the pyramid?
Rectangle, so would it just be the same?
Yeah.
And then the height would be 25?
So that's the slate height.
Oh, okay, so 20.
23. Very good. Yep. Mm-hmm. You can look up and check your work when you're ready. Make sure that you use 23 for the height of the pyramid because that goes from the vertex to the center of the base. 25 would be the slant height of the pyramid. And then for both the pyramid and the prism, your base shape is the 48 times 48, the length times width. Because that's how we find the area of a rectangle/square.